kicking off day 6 here at 320 Ranch. Had a really good stay here last night, beer and burger. The trip mileage so far is 76 miles for the trip, and today the plan is to do a little road walk. There's about a mile road walk north, and then gain the trail at Sentinel and head down into the Taylor Fork. So only doing about 10 miles today. Late starts about 10 a.m. Hitting the trail now. A little bit of road walking, just about a mile along 191 before I get to Sentinel. Afternoon thunderstorms. Supposed to get a couple hours of rain today. I'm not too far from getting down to the Taylor Fork Road, so I'm gonna get down there and maybe see if I can camp at one of those roadside campsites they have. Hey, look, doing some more road walking, but the road walking here is pretty beautiful. Came down out mountains, it started storming, so I dropped down to the road, and I'm gonna take the road 2 miles up to a trailhead, and that'll get me in a good place for tomorrow.
All right, just wrapping up day 6. Pretty eventful day. The bugs are out. Started from 320 Ranch and walked on 191 for a mile. And then went up Marble Point, which ended up being a little bit of a route finding adventure. There's sections of the trail where it's really obvious, lots of horse tracks, and then all of a sudden it just disappears completely. So that was an exciting part of the day, and then dropped down. It just started pouring about 1:30 or 2 o'clock. And so dropped down to Taylor Fork Road, which is actually just right over here. I'm camped, probably 50 feet from the road. And looks like there's another storm coming in right now. I got pretty soaked, but the last couple hours have been really nice and warm. So everything's mostly dried out, and hopefully I can gobble down this dinner before any more rain comes.
This is a fun game. What's the weather gonna do? It's beautiful. Look at that beautiful tent set up. Montana sky, white clouds. Then over there you have, beautiful Montana sky, black clouds. What is the weather gonna do? Here's our answer to what the weather's gonna do.
Good morning. It is day number 7. Hard to believe it has been a week already. Woke up this morning to a bit of fog here along Taylor Fork, so I'm kind of hanging out, hoping that the sun will pop out and bake off this fog and dry out the tent a little bit. The tent is just moist from condensation. The plan for today is to head south. So there's a trailhead about 500 feet up the road here, Eldridge Creek. And I'm going to take Eldridge Creek south, and from the trailhead there it'll go up to Apex Point, so I'll be up over 9,000 feet again, and then it'll drop back down to Potomac Trailhead. I didn't say that right, but I'll look it up. And then I'll camp there tonight, and then a bit of a road walk starts tomorrow. But that's the plan for today, and I'm just enjoying the morning.
Yeah, we're coming in. Madison's are looking good. Just getting into Taylor Hillgard section of the Lee Metcalf Wilderness. Love seeing these signs. They're just beautiful, but it's just such a sign of, you know, less traveled areas. Not going to run into any cyclists or motorists or anything like that. So, not that I've run into anybody in the last 8 miles. I haven't even seen a boot print in the trail so far today. When I'm on the trail, there's a lot of route finding today, in and out of these big open meadows, but lots of elk tracks. Saw a few canine tracks, and some deer tracks, but I have not seen a single footprint since I turned off of the Taylor Road. Pretty cool. Welcome to the wilderness. All right, I'm dropping off the ridge that I've been on most of the day. It's about 5 p.m. I got about 3.5 miles to go. Going through a burn area, but it's not too exposed because there's some good cloud cover right now. But the view up here is real nice. You can still see the Madison Range out to the west as I'm going down the hill here. Good day. It's hard to find the trail in a lot of spots. Definitely beat, but still going. I got blowdowns like every 20 feet. It's windy, bunch of dead trees. I'm ready to get there.
All right, day 7 recap. Decided to do the day 7 recap indoors. Mostly because of Montana mosquitoes. They're driving me crazy right now. So had dinner, got the bear hang up, just settling into the tent. But today was just chock-a-block full. It was very difficult. Kind of starting this morning, the climb up to Apex Point took much longer than expected. The trail was kind of intermittent at best. Really good trail at the beginning. You could tell a lot of horses use it. And then after you get up to the top, it just disappears in spots. And then got up high and it was gorgeous. And there's a beautiful stretch of trail where you can tell that after the Lee Metcalf Wilderness, as you leave the wilderness there, you can tell that there's a lot of motorbikes that use it. And the trail's brand new. It's perfect hiking. And when I dropped down to get to where I'm currently camped, it was 3.5 mile downhill. Storm came in, started raining, started blowing. And there was just blowdown after blowdown after blowdown. I probably walked over 20 at least on the last 2 miles getting into camp. And during that time, the mosquitoes were just swarming. So got set up here. I'm kind of hidden in the trees at the trailhead. Everything's taken care of. Chores are done. And I'm just going to relax in the tent, go to bed early. And tomorrow will be pretty much a road walk. So I'll tell you more about that tomorrow.
Good morning, this is day number 8. Mileage for the trip, 1 mile from now, hiking along the road, I'll hit 100 miles. So excited for that, almost 100 miles into the trip. I camped here at Sentinel Creek last night, just off the trailhead in the trees. There was a toilet here, which was very nice, and it was stocked with teepee, which I appreciate. Thank you, Forest Service. Today's plan is pretty much a bunch of road walking to get around the western end of Hebgen Lake and Quake Lake. What I'm doing is I'm going to do 5 miles or 5.5 miles on Beaver Creek, which is a Forest Service road. I'll hit Highway 287, take Highway 287 for a few miles, and then I'll cut south, eventually cutting back east to Sheep Creek, where I'll get back into National Forest and be back on the trail. So that's the plan for today. Lots of road walking. Hopefully I dry these socks out while I'm out there on the road, and hopefully the weather stays clear, because again, I got kind of soaked yesterday, and really it's just my socks and my shoes that are wet. So here we go. Made a stop at the Quake Lake Visitor Center, which is pretty cool. I've driven by it so many times, but since I was walking by and staring at it, I figured I'd take a look. It's pretty amazing. The 1959, the whole entire mountainside behind me, this whole entire mountainside, came tumbling down during a 7.3 earthquake and filled the valley essentially. So if you look to the other side of the valley behind me, you can see remnants of these big boulders and stuff that came all the way across the valley from that slide, and it plugged up the river. And so over time it created Quake Lake, which is right here behind me, and I've got some other footage from Quake Lake as I was walking by it earlier. Pretty amazing. Good news and bad news. I'm still road walking. Good news is I'm actually heading south now. More good news, I think I can actually tell where I'm going now. I think once I go south for about a mile, I'm going to turn left onto another road, another paved road, and take that a couple miles into that gap in the mountains there, Sheep Creek. So happy that I'm actually looking at mountains again and not walking further out into Missouri Flats out here, but wishing the road walk would be over. But there's only one way to get it over, one step at a time. Now I got good news and good news. Let's call it 3 good newses. I'm off the asphalt, I'm back on gravel. I've only got 2 miles to get back on National Forest land, and I've only got 3 miles to the trailhead, so trifecta of good news. I don't really like road walking for lots of reasons, but something about it just tears up the feet and the soul. But I made it to the trailhead, and I'm reevaluating. Slowly starting to come back together. Water, couple vitamin I. All right, day 8 wrap. Road walk extravaganza. It was a success, but all the road walking added up for sure. I started off with 5 miles along Beaver Creek. All downhill, real easy walking, but once I hit the pavement, it was just a struggle. Walking on roads is just more difficult. For me, it hurts my feet, more likely to get blisters, I think, because every single step is like exactly the same. But had some good stops. I went to the Quake Lake Visitor Center and learned about the earthquake in 1959. I stopped at a little inn called Slide Inn, which is really just like a gear shop for fly fisher people. And I had a lunch there. They had like these little to-go lunches for guides, and I bought a lunch and had a soda, which was a nice break. And I ran into some people that I'd seen on the trail from a couple days ago, which was fun.
And then I did this big long loop kind of down into the valley. We're looking into, this is like Missouri Flats, which is kind of part of the Madison Valley here. You can even see houses out there. I did this big loop into the flats and then came back to the mountains. So the mountains are behind the camera, and that's the direction that I'm heading tomorrow. But it was the only way I could really figure out how to get from the Island of National Forest on the north side of Quake Lake to the Island of National Forest on the south side of Quake Lake and actually get around the lake. So kind of glad that's behind me. Tomorrow I go back in the mountains up Sheep Creek, and then I'll go over the other side to Hebgen Lake.
Good morning. It is day number 9. Mighty fine, number 9. Things are good. I'm here at Sheep Creek Trailhead. Once I wrap up here and finish my coffee protein bomb here, we'll hike up to Coffin Lakes. At this point, I've done 114 miles for the trip and another 15 or so today. It'll be a big climb up to Coffin Lakes, and then I'll actually drop down on the other side down to Hebgen Lake. So big climb up, and then I'll descend back down to Hebgen Lake. And then the plan is really just to find, there's a handful of different established campsites along Hebgen Lake, so I might check and see if there's availability there and stay there for the night. It'd be kind of nice to have a picnic table for the evening. If not, I'll just find a spot along Hebgen Lake and put myself in position to get into West Yellowstone for tomorrow. I've actually got a hotel for tomorrow, so looking forward to getting cleaned up and getting laundry done and getting some good food in town.
Hey, babe. Coming in. Hey, babe. Coming in. So I've made it 4 miles up Sheep Creek, which is a fantastic stretch of trail. Lots of vegetation, very berry. I was making lots of bear noise through there. It's just real thick along the creek, but the trail itself is spectacular. Forest Service has done a really, really good job through here. Just got to this junction and I'm gonna turn towards Watkins, so I'm changing direction here. You look back behind me, you can see down valley from where I came from. So down in here is where I've been coming up through the creek, along the creek. But beautiful day, things are going well, and I got some more climbing ahead of me, looks like. Made it over the top, and I'm starting to make my descent. Got my first views of Hebgen Lake out there, which is where I'd like to be camping tonight. Dropped quite a bit, gone from alpine meadows to sagebrush meadows. I'm about 1.5 miles from the trailhead, and then I'll do a little dirt road walking to find a camp along Hebgen Lake for the night. Good evening.
Wrapping up day 9. I'm just about to make some dinner. Got camp set up, got the bear hang up. Things are all kind of put together. Today went pretty well. It was hard. There was a big climb up Sheep Creek. Beautiful through Sheep Creek. It's a really good trail. And the trail kind of fell apart up top for a while. Did a little route finding to find it on the way back down. And then came out close to Coffin Lakes. I didn't go up the 1.5 miles to Coffin Lakes. I'd been up there before, so came down to Hebgen Lake and then did maybe a 3 or 4 mile road walk on the dirt road before I found this site here. So I think I'm about 14 miles from West for tomorrow, which sets me up pretty good to get into West tomorrow for a hotel and laundry and a shower and some food and an opportunity to maybe not get bit by a mosquito for a few minutes, which I'm looking forward to. So I'll probably wrap it up, go to bed early, and try to get an early start. I haven't done any early starts yet this trip. I've been starting about like 9 a.m. for the most part, but I think I'm going to try to get an earlier start tomorrow because I got a feeling that that road walk will be hot if I put it off too late into the day. So that's the plan, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good morning. Day number 10. Feeling good, ready for a shower, ready to get into town. So far for the trip, I've done 129 miles. The plan for today is to tack on another 14 or 15 or so to get into West Yellowstone and then enjoy some of the comforts of town.
Made it to West Yellowstone, and section 1 of the GYE loop is officially complete. 140 miles. Now it's time to go grab a beer.